Hello, guys. Mrs. Shemewagi is speaking to you. Today, I'm having a good grammar lesson that suits all the grades, since junior 4 to middle 3. The grammar lesson is comparative and superlative. Comparative and superlative adjectives. Look at this snail. The first one is slow. The purple one is slower than it. And we have the last one, the slowest. Slow, slower, the slowest. Let's start. What are adjectives? Adjectives are describing words that describe the noun. For example, the boy is slim. So slim is an adjective that describes the boy. So what's the adjective? The adjective is a describing word of the noun. Only it describes a noun. We have two forms of adjectives: short adjective and long adjective. The short adjectives are one syllable's word. One syllable word, which means I cannot divide the word into many parts. Look at this. Let's start with the comparative form of short adjectives. If I have a short adjective and I need to make a comparison between two people or two things or two animals, you can add to the adjective er. We add er to the adjective and then we use the word than. Shorter than, hotter than, easier than, bigger than, slimmer than, fatter than. So we add er, then we put the word than when we make comparative of short adjectives. Could you notice here, please? Shorter, we add er. Hotter, we doubled the T before we add ER. We doubled the T because I have one syllable word that consists of CVC. Consonants, vowel, consonant. Easier than. Easy is one adjective that ends with Y. When you make it in comparative form, you cross the Y and you put I and then ER. Easier than, prettier than, happier than. They are all crossing the Y and put I instead and then add the ER. For example, Aswan is hotter than Alexandria. Alexandria is colder than Aswan. The elephant is bigger than the tiger. The tiger is faster than the lion. Comparative of long adjectives. We use the word more or less before the adjectives and the word than. More expensive than, more comfortable than, more powerful than, more exciting than. So if we have long adjective, we have to add the word more before the adjective and then put the word than. But I cannot put er to the long adjective. It's extremely hard to pronounce it. Just think like that. Expensiver. Expensiver? I have never heard something like that. We cannot add er to the adjective which is long. The armchair is look big, bigger, the biggest. If I make comparison between one to more than one, now it's superlative form, it's not a comparative because I have more than two. If you are comparing one to all, to others, to more than two, now it's a superlative, not a comparative. Superlative adjectives. If I have a short adjective and I want to make a superlative form, I have to add est to the adjective. Short, shortest, the shortest. Thin, thinnest, the thinnest. Pretty, prettiest, the prettiest. So, as the same rule of putting er, we have the same when we add est. In thin, I double the N and then put EST. In pretty, I cross the Y and then put IEST. Adam is the shortest boy in the whole class. Superlative. Adam is the shortest boy in the whole class. What about long adjectives? Two or more syllables words. I cannot add est to them. Then we add the word most or least before the adjective. The most beautiful, the least powerful, the most amazing, the most astonishing. Harry Potter is the most powerful among his friends. She is the least intelligent girl in the class. So if I have a long adjective and I want to make it in superlative form, I have to put the most or the least before the adjective. Here are some irregular adjectives. Some adjectives don't follow the rule of er, of est, of more, of the most. They are irregular, crazy somehow. They are unique. They are different. They are irregular adjectives, such as good, in comparative, better, in superlative, best. She is good. She is better than him. She is the best. Bad, worse, the worst. Up exercises on comparative and superlative form. Look at number 1. I speak English fluent now than last year. Circle than if you have than in the sentence, which means it's comparative form. Fluent, is it long or short adjective? Fluent is long adjective. It's more than one syllable. So I will say I speak English more fluent now than last year. She greet me the most polite of all. The most polite of all. The most polite. Let's answer third one. She smiled happy than before. Than is comparative form. So it will be she smiled. Here we have some adjectives. I just want you focus on the spelling rule. The spelling rule. The spelling of straight, of big. You have to know when I have to add ER, when I have to double, when I have to cross the Y as we talked before. Please, I'm waiting for your comments. Hopefully you understood the comparative and superlative form. Thank you. Bye bye.